Hello, Fabulous Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of October 2016, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a big, beautiful, exciting month right out of the gate, and it is going to be friends that come through for you in a very big way. So your friendships, and particularly friends who can bring opportunity your way, is very lit up at the start of the month. And so if there ever was a time to accept social invitations, to be out and about, to be willing to interact in groups, to get together with groups of people, this would be it. Now, I have recently created the Jupiter special horoscopes. You can watch them on YouTube. And in that, I describe all the great things that Jupiter moving through this particular part of the sky promises. Well, the new moon is in this particular part of the sky, and it is suggesting a real boost to the energy of all the possibility and all that is good in the sky for you now. And particularly as I look at what's taking place this month out of the gate. So if you get a chance to connect with new people, absolutely do take that seriously. Do strive to make those connections, because this can be a time when you either connect with friends and feel a sense of fresh understanding, fresh beginnings, or this can be a time when you connect with new people, and that new connections that you make really change your life for the better in many different ways, sort of in a sweeping kind of way. If you've thought about joining groups, joining a support group, for example, right? Or getting a membership, any of these types of things, this would definitely be the time to do it. As we move towards the middle of the month, we are going to have a full moon taking place. This full moon is very active. There's lots of surprise, quick energy happening in this part of the sky. And part of what this sky does suggest has to do with love. Now, I'll talk about love in just a moment, but let me say this part of the sky also has to do with children. It has to do with creativity, and especially if you're an artist or you use your creativity in your work, all of that is going to be highlighted with this particular energy. And what this does suggest is, especially if it comes to kids, if you have children, chances are some very surprising news through them may show up for you. This is also very fertile energy, so if that's something you want, that's lovely. But if that isn't, then you know that there are other ways to manifest this energy. But this can be a pregnancy or a child very quickly, like just out of the blue showing up for you. Also with this energy, as I said, if you're an artist of any kind, I gotta say, because the energy here is so surprising, it's so quick, it is possible that it really could go either way. So this could be a huge shot forward, but this can also be, realizing the reality of a certain situation and what's working and what isn't. And so if you're involved in anything like that, where you're using your creativity, you are an artist, and especially where it comes to expressing your art and wanting that acknowledged, if you've been working with a particular group or trying to get your message out there, this can be a real change in understanding your creative process, but also in understanding who you're working with and what the ultimate end is and what's going to work for you and what isn't. Now, as I said, this part of the sky also has to do with love. There's some very strong love connotations here. And this could be, if you are open to meeting someone new, a flirtation that just really catches you off guard. It's like all of a sudden I see you waking up. Now, what's also happening this month is Venus is going to move into your sign in the second part of the month. So that tends to be really good for attracting love, for just radiating something that people are very drawn to. So you put these two together, like surprising flirtation energy, along with you just being irresistible to a whole lot of people. Well, you put that together, and it does suggest that if you are starting this month and there's no one of interest necessarily in your life, as we move towards the end of the month, just very quickly that could change. This could also be, like I said, just a surprise flirtation, but it gets you to see yourself and so many other aspects of your life very differently. If you are in an established bond, as I look at this sky, it's almost as if you're coming to understand what you need on a heart level differently, like you're having a burst of clarity. And do you have it or don't you? And if you feel that you don't, what is it that you need to communicate? What is it that you need to say that's going to be accepted the right way, that will allow you to feel that greater sense of connection and having it what it is that your heart really needs? Because that is going to be very much in focus. It really is about what you feel that you need to feel loved. That is going to be the emphasis, particularly in any relationships. But again, thankfully, even if there is a moment of some heightened emotions where lots of stuff is coming forward, you've got Venus in your sign, which does suggest you are feeling the love. And the love is going to show up for you. And when you have Venus in your sign, it's almost like feeling that you have what you need to feel content. And particularly in an established bond, feeling like you have what you need with this person to feel that much more supported. What I love about this month for you is that promise of possibility, but also very quick changes. All of it is going to make life very interesting, that's for sure, and interesting in a very sprawling kind of way, in the sense of your friendships being particularly interesting, bringing all kinds of fun and opportunity and possibly prosperity into your life. And of course, once matters of heart start to step in, a real reminder that there's something in you that desires to feel alive and that desires to feel vibrant. If you honor it, in some way, you're honoring your heart as well. And doing that ultimately can only lead to good things.